The death of Achilles, the birth of a warrior. Long ago, when gods and mortals still shared the world, a child was born who would become the greatest warrior of his time, Achilles, son of the sea nymph Thetis and King Peleus. From the moment of his birth, fate had already cast its shadow upon him. His mother, fearing he would die young, dipped him into the river Styx, making his body invulnerable, except for the heel where she held him. Achilles grew into a warrior unmatched in strength, speed, and skill. When the Trojan War erupted, he became Greece's deadliest champion, cutting down enemies like a storm sweeping the battlefield. But fate, once set in motion, cannot be undone. The wrath of Achilles. For years, Achilles fought in the war, striking fear into the hearts of Trojans. But when his closest companion Patroclus was slain by Hector, the prince of Troy, Achilles' grief turned into an all-consuming rage. He stormed back into battle, slaughtering Trojans until he finally faced Hector himself. Their duel was swift and brutal. Achilles struck him down and, in his fury, dragged Hector's body behind his chariot. Yet even as he stood victorious, the gods whispered of his impending doom. His mother warned him, if he remained in Troy, he would not live to see the war's end. But Achilles, knowing his name would be remembered forever, chose glory over life. The arrow of Paris. As the war neared its climax, Achilles continued to carve his name into legend. No warrior could best him until fate intervened. Hidden among the chaos of battle, Prince Paris, the very man who had caused the war by stealing Helen, took up his bow. But Paris was no warrior, and his arrows alone could not harm Achilles. Yet the gods had not forgotten the hero's one weakness. Apollo, god of prophecy and archery, guided Paris's arrow through the air. It found the only unprotected part of Achilles' body, his heel. The moment the arrow struck, the great warrior staggered. Blood poured from the wound, his strength failing. The fall of a legend. Achilles, the mightiest of the Greeks, had fought countless battles, but no sword, spear, or warrior had ever brought him down. Only a single, fated arrow. As he fell, the battlefield grew silent. The invincible warrior had met his end, not in combat against a great hero, but by a coward's arrow, guided by a god's will. Though his body perished, Achilles' name lived on. Songs were sung, stories were told, and even today the world remembers him. Not just as a warrior, but as a symbol of fate, glory, and the price of immortality.